Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. This is the Delaware Blogger Podcast, and I'm your host, Antoinette Blake, the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger. And every week, I come to you with podcasting pointers that will help you to share your mission and your vision just by using your voice. A new episode of the Delaware Blogger Podcast publishes every Saturday at 10 a.m. And if you wish to sponsor a show, please send an email to me at info@ablakeenterprises.com. Welcome to the Delaware Blogger Podcast. Are there just products and services that you love to post about on social media any chance that you get? Have you taken a trip lately and you love the location and the accommodations and you just want to share with all your family, your friends, and your followers? Hey, are you a foodie that loves to share recipes? If so, then you need to think about promoting these products and services on your podcast. Today's episode of 325 of the Delaware Blogger Podcast, we're going to be talking about podcast promotions and sponsorships. Now, you know I'm a blogger, right? The Delaware Blogger. And as a blogger or an influencer since 2012, I've made a little bit of money. Not much, but a few coins from product promotion. I remember several years ago, I, along with two other boomer bloggers, we were flown to Los Angeles, California. We were doing a commercial on Rodeo Drive, and we were promoting Depend undergarments. Yep. Well, actually, we were in Women's Day magazine. They flew us there. They paid us. It was amazing. And, I've received checks and clothing, laptops, printers, cars. Yep, cars. I used to promote cars for Drive Shop USA, where I would get a car for an entire week just to drive around and talk about it and take pictures and share. They deliver the car to my driveway and they pick it up 7 days later. Now, if you don't believe me, I've got a lot of product reviews, so I'm going to invite you to head over to my original blog, which is DEDivadeals.com. It was fashion and fun after 50. Check it out, And, I'm going to be honest with you. I probably could have made a lot more, received more products, and just been like phenomenal. I'm not even patting myself on the back, but I pivoted when I started A. Blake Enterprises social media marketing and consulting. So my profile pages, I started getting really into the business aspect of A. Blake Enterprises. But just like anything else, there are ebbs and flows. And guess who is flowing back into the product endorsements? And now I'm going to be using my podcast as another way to earn some additional income using this platform. And so on this episode of podcast promotion and sponsorships, that's what we're going to be talking about. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is I've seen a lot of questions on Reddit on how to make money with your podcast. And, when I teach my Podcasting Your Purpose course, I let people know, look, don't quit your day job. You're not going to make millions of dollars. Your name is not Rogan. You're not Obama. You're not, who else is out there doing all kinds of great, like the Kelsey brothers from the Eagles. And yeah, I know it may be too soon to talk about the Super Bowl, but you know what I'm talking about. Everybody is starting a podcast, but if you're not a big name, you may not get the exposure right away. So don't quit your day job. Start out small. And also remember this, there are FTC guidelines and regulations, especially that bloggers have to state their relationship with the company that they are promoting. But I read an article that right now, there hasn't been any official law enacted or mandated for podcasters. So you'll hear a lot of host-read ads which are not adhering to the FTC's guidelines. And that can be a slippery slope situation for podcasters going forward. Some of these advertisers are even saying, hey, do a personal endorsement. say that the food is good, that the product works, it feels good, and they're not giving them the product to try. And a lot of these hosts are doing it, giving them glowing reviews just as a way to please the advertiser for a check. Be careful. Don't do that because it can come back and bite you in the butt. There's so many podcasters out there that's going to work with advertisers, and they'll try to sneak in those personal endorsements without, trying the product or the service. And then they'll read the ad as if in the second person just to get around those regulations. So there's a lot of podcasters that don't have a problem doing that. I'm just not one of them because if I'm going to be working with a product and or service, I'm going to tell you who it is and I'm going to disclose the relationship that I have with that product and or service. So, I always do. You hear the commercial here. Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio. Why? Because I have personal knowledge of that podcasting studio. I set up that podcasting studio, and I invite you to visit and rent space in that podcasting studio.
Are you ready to join the billion-dollar podcasting industry? If so, Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio is ready for you. Whether you're just starting out and have no equipment, or you're a seasoned pro but need help with production, Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio has everything you need. Conveniently located in Middletown, Delaware, Blake's state-of-the-art production facilities make producing your first or 100th podcast a breeze. No matter what kind of project you have in mind, the professionals at Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio can help with your production or give you the tools to produce it on your own. At the heart of Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio is award-winning blogger, vlogger, and CEO Antoinette Blake, and her goal is simple: to help one more entrepreneur be successful. So stop making excuses and start making your podcast, audiobook, e-course, and other online dreams come true. Call Blake's Booth Podcasting Studio now. 302-261-3530. That's 302-261-3530.
Now, let's get back to this. Affiliate programs. A lot of people have heard of affiliate marketing. And joining affiliate programs can be a great source of additional income, not only for bloggers, but also for podcasters. But you want to make sure that you are endorsing products that are relevant to you and to your listening audience. And state that you are endorsing the product and that you are receiving compensation or receiving the product free or complimentary. And that's what I've done many times on social media. Use the hashtag free, use the hashtag complimentary, use the hashtag I got it free. You can talk about those products and services if you're being compensated or even if you received the product free. You can also endorse a product or a service that you've personally used. And the great thing is you should tag or mention the company on your social media platforms. Also, tag them in the promotion of the episode in which you did to get even more exposure and possibly a deal, an affiliate deal or a contract with them. If you're following me along, you see, when I'm in the studio, I have my Wawa coffee and I tag at Wawa. And then they say, hey, we like that. Can we share that? And of course, because if I have, 10,000 followers, they got 1 million followers. So of course I'm going to ask them to share. Same thing if you go into Kohl's or Macy's or JCPenney's or anything. If you're buying a product, even Walmart, if you're buying a product or a service, mention the company. Let them know that you're sharing their information free because that free can turn into funds, right? So that's a great thing. If you're not joining an affiliate program and you're using a product, if your favorite, beverage is this, if your favorite food is that, if your favorite restaurant is this, if your favorite, hotel or travel, let people know, let them know, let the powers to be know, because they're getting additional coverage for their product and a service. And you may make a few coins, right? You never know. Nothing beats a fail, but a try. So if you do have sponsors, and that should be what you ask in your CTA. You let people know that you're accepting sponsors and that when you do have that sponsor, that you state that today's episode is being sponsored by XYZ brand or XYZ company, because that means that you've been compensated in some form, whether it's monetary or in a service. They may be sharing your podcast, right? They may be sharing your blog post. So make sure you establish a relationship, let them know that you're going to tell your listeners about that relationship. And again, in your CTA, say, I offer sponsorships. I offer sponsorships for Delaware Blogger Podcast. So if you're interested, please send an email to info@ablakeenterprises.com. These are just 2 quick ways in which you can earn additional income by using your podcasting platform, whether it's through sponsored, ads or endorsements or promotions. Try it. Nothing beats a fail but a try. Now, my question, do you accept sponsors for your podcast? If not, why not? There are many opportunities in which to do so. And if you start early, you might get a few coins. And as you grow and your listening audience gets bigger, so will your sponsors. So use your show to promote it. Ask people if they'd like to sponsor an episode. And guess what? You never know. You could be in the stratosphere. And so, and by the way, before we leave, talk about podcasts and people blowing up podcasts. Now, I love this guy and I love his music and I love his acting. But now he's also a podcaster. That's right. Ice-T Daily Quotes. So if you too are ready to start a podcast, you need some information, you need some motivation, you want to sign up, for my 5-week podcast coaching sessions, send an email to me, info@ablakeenterprises.com, and we'll get you started. So thank you all for listening to today's episode of the Delaware Blogger Podcast. And if you found anything that I said of interest to you, please subscribe and share it with others. You may even want to leave a rating or review and check out some other episodes too while you're here. Subscribe to the blog, delblogger.com, and then check out my old blog for the product reviews on DEDivadeals.com. And I have podcasting pointers and blogging tips on my blog as well. And hey, I got a couple of books, resource guides out there as well. So enjoy the rest of your day, your week, your month, your year. And remember, try to make a few coins. Podcast promotion and sponsorships is a way to go. See ya. It's the DE Diva, aka the Delaware Blogger.